Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. All right, we'll now discuss the answers to the questions you've answered so far, or you were able to answer so far. I'm sure you should have been done with the first three at least. At least the first three. I have not shared my screen. I have not shared my screen. Let me just see the answers you've got and then share my screen. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So the first one, you know the question. I shared them on WhatsApp. You know all the questions. 6 questions were shared on WhatsApp, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 6 questions were shared on WhatsApp. All right. So let's discuss the first one. What is the volume of the conical tent given to be?
432 pi, ma'am.
432 pi. What's the formula to find the volume of a conical tent?
1/3 pi r square h. Ma'am.
Okay, what are the unknowns? In 1/3 pi r square h, what are the unknowns?
Radius, ma'am.
Radius. What are the unknowns? Radius and height, of which height is given in the question. Correct, you're right. Height is given in the question. So you should have equated 1/3 pi r square h to 432 pi to get the value of r. What's the value of r?
12, ma'am.
The value of r is 12. Correct. The value of r is 12. What next?
Ma'am, next the CSA of cone.
Okay, what is the value of the CSA?
Ma'am, CSA for that we have to find slant height first.
Very good. Yes, you should find the slant height. To find the CSA, you need to find the slant height. What is the slant height?
Ma'am, the slant height is 15 meters.
15. Correct. 15 meters. Correct. And what's the formula to find the CSA of the tent?
Ma'am, pi r, ma'am.
And what's pi RL? What's the value of pi RL? What's the answer?
565.71 meters square, ma'am.
Okay, I have got it in terms of pi. So I have 180 pi. 15 into 12 into pi. Pi into 12 into 15. 180 pi meter square. All right. Into 22/7 should give you that. All right. Now the question is, what is that? The area of canvas required. What is the area of the canvas required? So that's what it is, children. Since the CSA is in decimal, you can have it in pi. You can have the CSA in terms of pi and work ahead in terms of pi using pi or the fraction. You should not go ahead with the decimal value you get for CSA. See, CSA, you get some fraction, right? 22/7 into 15 into 12 gives you some fraction. You can use that fraction ahead for further calculation, but not the decimal value because it's not the exact decimal value. It's an approximation what you have. When you divide by 7, the division goes on and on. It doesn't come to an end. So for any further calculation, you can use the fraction, or as I told you, you can use the value in terms of pi, but leave that, fine. We normally substitute, no, when we see pi, we say sub 22/7. So go ahead with the fraction, that is that numerator over 7, not the decimal value, because if the decimal value is the precise or the exact decimal value, for example, 5/2 is 2.5. 5/2 is exactly 2.5. In that case, for further calculation, you can go ahead with 5/2 or 2.5. Supposing you get 5/2 or 2.5, both 5/2 is exactly equal to 2.5. So for any further calculation, You can use 5/2 or 2.5 because both are the same. 2.5 is the exact decimal value of 5/2. But when the division goes on, when it's not a terminating decimal, use the fraction for further calculation. Keep this in mind always. So I'm getting 200 pi. I'm getting 200 pi meter square. 200 into 22/7. We'll understand when I show you when I share my screen and show you the answer. 200 pi is the answer. How many of you get this? 200 pi? Tarun, is it? Okay. That's all. Shreyas and Tarun.
Did it using fractions.
Okay. Fraction.
Ma'am, I got in decimals.
Decimal, no, you should correct that working. Sangamitra, fraction. What's the answer in fraction?
4356/7.
Let me just get a calculator. Just a minute. Yes, Sangamitra, so that's going to be 200 into 22 divided by 7. 4,400 by 7. What did you say?
4356/7.
356 by 7. Okay, when I share my screen and when you can see the answer, I think we can sort that out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the answer for the second one, children?
Ma'am,
What about the others? Why only Shreyas? Shreyas, just wait. Yes, what's the answer for the second one? Shivani, Tarun, Nivedita, Arav, Vasudevan, Nikita, Ananya, Kanishka, okay. Kanishka, you wouldn't
Now
have.
only I came. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Pratiksha. Okay, Shreyas, what's the answer for the second one?
I'm getting 2.25 bottles, ma'am.
2.25. Okay.
I too got this same.
You too, huh? Hitesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
I got the answer for the first one.
very nice, very nice. What about the second one, Sangamitra?
576 bottles.
576 bottles. And that's the correct answer. 576 is the correct answer. We'll see the steps involved when I share my screen. What about the answer for the third one? I've told you how to find a number of spheres.
2,541 squares.
Yes, that's right, Sangamitra. 2,541.
But it's not exactly
541.28.
2541.28, ma'am.
No, I'm also getting 2,541 exactly. I'm getting 2,541 exactly. Did you use 2 by 3 pi r cube or 4 by 3?
4 by 3.
Ma'am, 4 by 3 pi r cube.
Diameter is 2, radius is 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then, okay, let's see. Let's see where you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, children, supposing, supposing, there is, say, some 150 centimeter cube of clay. 150 centimeter cube of clay. Forget the shape of the clay, whether it is, spherical, cuboidal, conical, forget the shape. You have some clay whose volume is 150 centimeter cube. And using this clay of volume 150 centimeter cube, 150 centimeter cube, you are making small identical dolls, say, okay? You're making small identical dolls. Each doll has a volume of 15 centimeter cube of clay. Each doll has a volume of 15 centimeter cube of clay. Totally, you have 150. Total volume of clay is 150 centimeter cube. Forget the shape. Volume is 150 centimeter cube. Total volume of clay with you. Using this clay, you're making identical dolls. Each doll, the volume of clay in each doll is 15 centimeter cubed. Then how many dolls have you made out of the total volume of clay? How many dolls? Don't let me down by not answering this question, please. 150 centimeter cube total volume of clay. 15 centimeter for each doll, 15 centimeter cubed of clay. Then how many dolls you can make?
$10.
Thank you, Sangamitra. Okay, so 10 dolls because 150 by 15, 10 dolls. 15 centimeter cubed into 10 is 150 centimeter cubed. 10 dolls. Same is the idea here for the third one. The number of spheres is the volume of the cube by volume of one sphere. Volume of cube by volume of one sphere. Volume by volume will give you a number. Area by area will give you a number. Okay, Hitesh and Shreyas, you're close to the answer. Sangamitra has got the right answer. Did we have time to do the fourth one? Anyone has completed the fourth one?
I complete.
Okay. What's the answer? Shreyas for the fourth one?
Getting 45,733.33.
Very good. Yes, 45,733.33. That's right. Okay, I don't think you would have had time to do beyond this. So let's see the answers. So for the first one, children, you can see the answer for the first one. Volume of the tent is given. Volume of the tent given. That means 1 by 3 pi r square h is equal to 432 pi. Cone 1 by 3 pi r square h is equal to 432 pi. This is the volume of the conical tent. This is the volume of the conical tent. The height is given to us. So using this equation 1 by 3 pi r square h is equal to 432 pi, you should be able to find the value of r. Pi gets cancelled on both the sides and simplifying, we get r square is 144, r is 12. We have to first find r. We found r is 12. Next, we have to find the CSA. The formula to find the CSA is pi RL, wherein you need to substitute for r and L. Pi RL. So you have to substitute for r and L. R is given, R we found, we just found R, we do not have the value of L. So we find the value of L using this relation, root of h square plus r square. We found R, that's the first subdivision. Find R. After finding R, why do we find L? Because to find CSA, the formula is pi RL, where you need to substitute for R and L. L we don't know. So find L using this relation, root of h square plus r square. Using this expression, root of h square plus r square. Further, area of canvas required to make the, we should find the area of the canvas required to make the tent. If 10% of the canvas used is wasted in folds, stitchings, etc. See, this is the CSA of the tent. This is only the CSA of the tent. If this is the curved surface area of the tent, if you lose 10% of this one, if you feel the CSA is only the area to be purchased, supposing you feel the area of the canvas required is 180 pi itself, because that is only the CSA of the tent. Then for the CSA of the tent must be 180 pi. It should be 180 pi. But if you buy only 180 pi meter square of cloth, 10% on that will be wasted. So the CSA of the tent will be lesser than 180 pi. The required CSA is 180 pi. For this radius, for the given radius and height, you need to put up a tent of height 9 meters and radius 12 meters. You need to put up a tent of height 9 meters and radius 12 meters. Then its curved surface area will be 180 pi meter square. If you want a conical tent of radius 12 and height 9 meters, then the curved surface area or the area of canvas required is 180 pi. The area of the canvas required is 180 pi. We know that canvas is used only to make the CSA and not the floor of the tent. So this 180 pi must be there. If you buy only 180 pi, 10% of that will be wasted. So the CSA will fall. That means you will not get the required radius and height. You can make a tent, but it will not have radius 12 and height 9. Or if you make height 9, radius will not be 12. Or if you make radius 12, height will not be 9. If you want to put up a tent of radius 12 meters and height 9 meters, you need 180 pi. After wastage, you need 180 pi. After wastage, you should have 180 pi. Then only that will become the CSA of the tent. So we assume that we purchase X meter square of canvas. We assume that we purchase X meter square of canvas, of which 10% is wasted. X is what you purchase minus the wastage 10% of X. Now this is the remaining canvas, which is in the CSA of the tent. So that is equal to the CSA of the tent. The remaining canvas is equal to the CSA of the tent. So here you can cancel out the 0, 0 and 0 gets cancelled. So x minus x by 10 is 9x by 10. So on working this, take a screenshot, children, just in case you want to check your answers later, step by step, more carefully. Take a screenshot. So on working, you get x is equal to 180 pi into 10 by 9, which is 200 pi. Now your question will be, can we leave it as 200 pi? No, you should not. Now use the value 22 by 7. Don't leave your answer as 200 pi. Use the value 22 by 7 now. See here also, you can use a fraction 180. I have taken 180 pi. You can use 180 into 22 by 7. What is 180 into 22 by 7? 180 into 22 is 3960. This is equal to 3960 by 7. You can very well use this fraction further. You will get exactly the same answer you see on the screen. You should use the fraction. You should not use a decimal value because that's an approximate value. You should not use that for further calculation. You should use a decimal. You should use this fraction itself. Do not use an approximate decimal value for any further calculation. It's the golden rule. You can use a fraction. You can use a fraction here. 3960 by 7. So I've used 180 pi and the answer is in pi. Please substitute instead of pi 22 by 7 in place of pi, say 22 by 7 and get the answer. So 4400 by 7. Now leave this final answer as a decimal. You're not going to use it for further calculation. Now leave this final answer as a decimal. What will it is? 4400 divided by 7. 628.57. How many cylindrical bottles? How many bottles are required to empty the liquid in a hemispherical bowl? How many cylindrical bottles are required to empty the liquid? There is some liquid in a hemispherical bowl. There is some liquid in a hemispherical bowl. You need to, now the hemispherical bowl is big and you want to empty the liquid into smaller cylindrical bottles. How many bottles are required is a question. So it's the volume of the big thing by the volume of each small thing. You want to find a number of cylindrical bottles. Number of cylindrical bottles will be volume of that. See, it's like this. You just take some of the example, like in the same case, supposing the volume of the liquid in the hemispherical bowl is 100 centimeter cube. Just take an example like that. In the same situation, supposing the volume of the liquid in the hemispherical bowl is 100 centimeter cube. And supposing the cylindrical bottles which you have many identical cylindrical bottles and each of them can say hold 5 centimeter cube of liquid. In the hemispherical bowl, total volume of liquid is 100 centimeter cube. You have many cylindrical bottles, each identical bottles, each of which can contain a volume of 5 centimeter cube. Then how many bottles will you need? Please answer. Total volume is 100. Each small cylindrical bottle 5 centimeter cube. Then how many bottles or how many cylindrical bottles would you need to empty the liquid in the hemispherical bowl completely?
20.
Louder, children. Louder. Who was that?
20.
20. Yeah, 20. Why? The question is too shy to answer, is it? Why are the others quiet? It's a very silly question, so you're feeling very shy to answer the question, is it? So 100. So how do I know if you understood or not? If you don't answer, you should have all. I expected most of us to shout out the answer. Okay, I hope you're all following at the other end. I just wish you're all following. Please ask me, please stop me if you're not following, you don't understand. So volume by volume, the total volume of the liquid by volume of one cylindrical bottle, total volume of liquid by volume of one cylindrical bottle. What is 2 by 3 pi r cube? The total volume of the hemispherical bowl, or the capacity of the hemispherical bowl. For the hemispherical bowl, the diameter is given. Take the radius. The numerator is the total volume. That is the volume or the capacity of the hemispherical bowl, 2 by 3 pi r cube. The denominator is the volume of one cylindrical bottle. Cylinder, pi r square h, the denominator. So first you have to write out the formula like this. The numerator and denominator. Cancel pi. Don't cancel radius. See, I've used a capital R for the hemisphere and a small r for the cylinder. Don't use this in the formula. In the formula, it will be small r. Don't cancel the r and r. R has different values. R in the numerator and r in the denominator have different values. You cannot cancel. Pi gets cancelled in the numerator and denominator. I've written 2 by 3 pi capital R cubed. Because in the denominator also we have pi r square h. We have r in the denominator also. To differentiate between the two r's, differentiate using the cases, uppercase and lowercase. And why an uppercase r for hemispherical bowl? Because its radius is more. Or you can say r1, r2. You can say 2 by 3 pi r1 cubed by pi r2 square h. You can also differentiate like that. Not that you should use a capital R and small r. R and R will not get cancelled because the value of the radius of the hemisphere is different from the radius of the cylinder. So just because they have the same letter R, you cannot cancel them. The value of R in the numerator is different from the value of R in the denominator. R in the numerator is 36. R in the denominator is 3. How can you cancel? How can you simply take away 36 and 3? Numerator is hemisphere 2 by 3 pi r cubed. Denominator is one cylindrical bottle, pi r square h. Pi gets cancelled. Then substitute the values 2 by 3. You can see the 3 will come to the denominator. So 2 by 3. Substitute the values of r and h. And on simplifying, 576. Please do it like this only. Number of cylindrical bottles required is equal to. Always take an example to understand better. Total volume of the liquid by the total volume of the liquid by volume of one cylindrical bottle. Supposing you have a big bag, a bag of say 200 apples. 200 apples. And you have many baskets, each of which can hold 4 apples. 4 FOUR 4 apples. How many baskets will you need to arrange all the 200 apples? Totally 200 apples in a bag you have. You want to arrange all these 200 apples in a basket, in many identical baskets. Each basket can contain 4 apples. Then how many baskets will you need?
50.
50. 50. Because 200 by 4. 200 is the total number of apples. By 4 is the number of apples in each basket. 200 by 4. Why 200 by 4? Because 200 is the total number of apples you have. Divided by 4, the amount or the number of apples that can be contained in one basket. 200 by 4. Same thing here. Volume by volume. There's number of apples. Total number of apples by the number of apples in one basket. Okay. Solid cube. This is also number. Find the number of spheres formed. A solid 22 centimeters is melted and recast into identical spheres. A solid cube of edge 22 centimeters is melted and recast. That it's again molded. It's recast. It's given a different shape now. Recast into identical spheres of diameter 2 centimeters. Find the number of spheres formed. Just imagine, you're doing this with clay. You have some amount of clay with you. Using that, you make many spherical marbles. You have, say, 150 grams of clay. 150 grams of clay. And you're making identical marbles. Using clay marbles you're making. Okay, you're making clay. Marble is a material, but clay marble, you understand, in the shape spherical. Marbles, you're making marbles using clay. Each marble has a mass of how much should I say? 5 grams. 150 grams in all you have. Each marble has a mass of 5 grams. So 150 by 5. 30 marbles you can make in all. So totally what volume you have? A solid cube of edge. Solid cube. So A cube is the volume. 22 into 22 into 22 is the volume. That much you have with you. All that is recast. That means you're melting it. You're melting it and you're recasting it into identical spheres. What is the volume of one sphere? You know the total volume is A cube. What is the volume of one sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube. Divide these two, you will get the number of spheres. So in the numerator, we have A cubed because that's the total volume of whatever material we have. Is melted. Maybe it's iron. It's melted. No, the solid cube is melted. Maybe it's iron. So the total volume of iron. Iron is the material. Solid is solid. Cube is the shape of the solid. The total volume of material in the cube is A cube. That's the total volume divided by the volume of one sphere. 4 by 3 pi r cube. That's in the denominator. So we'll have to substitute and get the answer. Everything is given to you. For the sphere, you know the diameter, so take the radius from it. The 3 and 7 will go up to the numerator. The 3 and 7 will go to the numerator. Yeah, two of us got a decimal value. Any clarifications? I think Hitesh and Shreyas, you said 2541 point something. Am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, let me show the earlier slide again. See, number of spheres will be the total volume available. That is the volume of the cube by the volume of each small thing. Each small thing is a sphere. So volume of one sphere. Volume of a cube is A cube. What is the value of A? 22. Denominator sphere 4 by 3 pi r cube. R is given, diameter is given, so we can find R. But what you should ensure is that in the numerator and denominator, all the substitutions must be in the same unit. And yes, 22 centimeter, 2 centimeter, both in the same unit. Supposing the numerator, some values in meter, the denominator is in centimeter, then your calculation will be incorrect. You should ensure that whatever values you substitute in the formula, in the numerator and denominator must have the same unit. Can be any unit, but the same unit. Meter, then meter, centimeter, centimeter. So when one solid, talking about the fourth one, when one solid is converted to another, their volumes will be the same. The volumes will be the same, meaning assuming that there's no wastage. Supposing you you have a spherical iron ball. Spherical ball made of iron. You have a spherical ball made of iron. Say its volume is, some 400 centimeter cube. You have a spherical ball. Sphere is the solid sphere, spherical ball of iron. The material is iron. Like we say wood, iron. What you do? You melt this. You melt the sphere. So the iron is melted. And you recast it in the shape of a cube. In the shape of a cube. Now, what was the volume of the spherical ball? Spherical ball of iron, 400 centimeter cube. Now, what will be the volume of the cube? Same thing, 400 centimeter cube. Assuming that there's no wastage while melting. Assuming that if there's wastage, it will be mentioned in the question. If nothing is mentioned, that means no wastage. That means all the 400 centimeter cube is now in the cube. All the 400 centimeter cube of iron is now in the cube. Let me just repeat. Let me use different solids. Now say you have 500 centimeter cube of iron in a solid which is conical. The solid is conical. The solid is made of iron. Its volume is 500 centimeter cube. You melt the iron in the cone. The cone is melted. The cone is melted. Its volume is 500 centimeter cube. It's melted. You melt the cone. And you recast it in the shape of a cylinder. No wastage. While melting and recasting, no wastage. Now you give it a new shape. It was conical. The iron was conical earlier. Now you give it a cylindrical shape. The shape may change, but the volume will be the same. The volume will be the same 500 centimeter cube. All the iron in the cone is now in the cylinder. All the iron in the cone is now in the cylinder. the volume of the material in the cone for 500 centimeter cube will be equal to the volume of the material in the cylinder now, 500 centimeter cube. See the radius and the height of the radius and the height of the cylinder will be different from the radius and height of the cone. Or maybe you make the cylinder with the same radius but different height. But both will not be the same. You can make one of them the same. Maybe you want to make a cylinder of the same height, then you will get a different radius. Or if you make from the cone, if you make a cylinder of the same radius, you will get a different height. So the radius and height may differ, but the volume will be 500 centimeter cube because that volume only was present in the conical, the block which is conical. The iron which was conical earlier had a volume of 500 centimeter cube. Now that only becomes a cylinder. So the volume will be the same, 500 centimeter cube. There will be change in the dimensions, radius, height. So this is the equation. When a solid is melted and recast into another solid, their volumes will be the same. Their volumes will be the same. So whenever you see a question like this, the earlier two questions were regarding the number, how many, number. So it was division, bigger volume by each small volume for the earlier two, second and third one. Here, write the rule first. Volume of the wire. Okay, I didn't read the question for you. So in the fourth one, a spherical ball of radius 7 centimeters. Are we all there? Are we listening, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. A spherical ball of radius 7 centimeters is melted and drawn into a wire. And drawn into a wire meaning it's made into a wire. And what is a wire? A wire is a thin, long cylinder. Wire is a cylinder. It's a flexible cylinder. The wire which is used for electrical work is cylindrical. See, some are flat, but here the radius is given to us. So that means there is some, there are wires which are flat. Now this wire is cylindrical because you can see the radius there. Radius means there is some circular, the ends are circular, radius. So that means radius and length. Radius and length means it's a cylinder. A spherical ball of radius 7 centimeter, for a sphere radius alone is enough, is melted and drawn into a wire. It's converted to a wire. When we say wire, we say drawn into a wire. We don't say recast into a wire. We say drawn into a wire. Of radius, wire is a cylinder. It's a long cylinder. It is a long cylinder. It's a thin cylinder. It's a flexible cylinder. You can roll it. You can wind it, around something. Into a wire of radius 0.1 centimeters. So radius for the wire, you only know the radius. You don't know the height or the length of the wire. What do you know for the sphere, children? You know the radius? Yes, we know the radius. So that's all. What else you need for the sphere? That's all. Now the other thing in the question is wire. And how is it cylindrical? What do you need for a cylinder? Radius and height. What is known? Radius. Then what is not known? Height. That's what we'll have to find. The two solids are sphere and cylinder. For the sphere, you need the radius and we have it. For the cylinder, we need radius and height. We have the radius. We don't have the height. So that's the question then. To find the height of the cylindrical wire is the question. And what is the rule? The rule is, since one solid takes another form, their volumes will be the same. Volume of the wire is equal to the volume of the spherical ball. If you write that equation, that's it. You will get the correct answer. So under that, you just have to write the formula. Volume of the material in the wire will be equal to the volume of the material in the spherical ball. Wire is cylinder, pi r square h is equal, under that is equal to volume of sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. You can see that I've used different R's for wire and sphere. I've used different R's just to make the difference, just to differentiate between the two, because both are radius, you cannot cancel them. Mostly wherever the value is big, I use a capital R there. Okay, then just substitute. Pi gets cancelled on both the sides. Pi gets cancelled on both the sides. And then you just have to put the values and you see that both the radius, they are in centimeter. Both are in centimeter. This is in centimeter. 1 minute, not finding the point. Yeah. Centimeter, centimeter. Just substitute radius of the wire 0.1, 0.1. Height we have to find 4/3. Pi has got cancelled. Radius 7. Now work this. If you're not comfortable with decimals, you can convert to fractions. Not necessary that you should write 1/10. I didn't want the decimal number, so I wrote 0.1 as 1/10. 0.1 as 1/10 into h is equal to 4/3 into 343. Yeah, and then you know what to do. Like this, we find h. H is nothing but the length of the wire. See, in the formula we have h because height of the cylinder. The height of the cylinder is nothing but the length of the wire. It's 45,733 1/3 centimeters. I'll be very happy to answer your questions, children. Any doubts? Children, please tell me yes or no. You understand?
No yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, the fifth one is about a hollow spherical shell. The fifth one is about a hollow spherical shell. Diameter 12 centimeters and the width is 1.5 centimeters. Find the mass of the shell. Find the mass of the shell if 1 centimeter cube has a mass of 8.4 grams. And I've given you the note there. D refers to the inner diameter because small d, no, capital D is outer diameter, small d. It will be given very clearly in the question. Hollow, the details are about a hollow spherical shell, like a coconut. The details are regarding a hollow spherical shell, like a coconut. D, small d, internal diameter is 12 centimeters. W, thickness. The thickness of the wall is 1.5 centimeters. Given this, you need to find the mass of the shell if 1 centimeter cube has a mass of 8.4 grams. 1 centimeter cube is volume, 8.4 grams. 2 centimeter cube, 2 into 8.4. 3 centimeter cube. So what is a centimeter cube? The volume. If the volume is 1 centimeter cube, then the mass will be 8.4 grams. If the volume is 10 centimeter cube, 10 centimeter cube, then its mass will be 8.4 into 10, 84 grams. So how many centimeter cube is there in this hollow spherical shell? That means you should find volume. And what is the formula to find the volume of a hollow spherical shell? Yes, what's the formula? What is the formula?
4/3 pi r cube big R cube minus small r cube.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you. Yes. 4/3 open 4/3 pi open bracket capital R cubed minus small r cubed close bracket. 4/3 pi of r cubed minus r cubed. So what's the value of small r? Internal diameter. So you will get the internal radius. What is the internal radius small r? How much is that? How much is the internal radius? The internal diameter is 12 centimeters.
6 centimeter.
6 centimeters. What's the thickness of the wall? Yeah, what's the thickness of the wall?
1.5
1.5.
1.5 centimeters. So how do you find the capital? How do we find the value of capital R?
Width plus small r.
Width plus small r. Very good. So 6 plus 1.5. 7.5 is the value of capital R. Thank you, Ananya. And I don't know if that was Kanishka.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. So children, D is the inner diameter. So from the inner diameter is 12. Inner radius, small r, inner radius, outer radius, inner radius. Outer radius, capital R, inner radius, small r. From the inner diameter, you can get the inner radius, 6. Thickness of the wall, 1.5. 6 plus 1.5 will give you the value of capital R, small r plus W. Don't add D plus W. No. Small r plus W. See if you're this is the inner diameter, which is 12 centimeters. The thickness here is 1.5. Here is also 1.5. So what will be the outer diameter? This is the inner diameter, 12. The thickness here is 1.5. Here is 1.5. So what is the outer diameter? What is the outer diameter?
7.5 into 2, 15.
Yeah, let's just do it like this. The inner diameter is 12, right? The inner diameter is 12, correct? The thickness here is 1.5. The thickness here is 1.5. Add and tell me the outer diameter. Children not following me?
1.5 plus 1.5 is 3 and 12 plus 3 is 15.
15. And what is 15? What does this represent? 15?
The diameter.
The outer diameter.
Outer diameter, the outer diameter. So you can also do like this. That's the outer diameter. Now that 15 by 2 will give you the outer radius, which is 7.5. You can do it in both the ways. Let me just do this again. The inner radius is 6. The width, see here, you can just use a diagram and visualize a thing. This is the inner radius. How much is it? 6. The thickness is 1.5. The thickness is 1.5. So the outer radius from the center to the outer wall is the outer radius. 6 plus 1.5. Just see it. You will understand. We have marked the radius. From the center to the inner wall is the inner radius. From the center to the inner wall is the inner radius, 6. This one is the width, which is 1.5. So from the center to the outer wall is 6 plus 1.5, which is 7.5. So small r is 6, W is 1.5. So capital R is equal to small r plus W, which is 6 plus 1.5, which is 7.5. This is one way of doing it. If you want to go with the diameter, so if you want to find the outer diameter, like inner diameter, inner radius, outer diameter, outer radius, inner diameter, inner radius, outer diameter, outer radius. So if you want to find the outer diameter, what is the inner diameter? The inner diameter, this one, this is the inner diameter, See here, this is the diameter, this is 12, this is 12. And the thickness here is 1.5. The thickness thickness we have on both the sides, 1.5. So from this, what do we see? The external diameter is equal to the internal diameter plus, see, formula we are creating now. Actually, this is not a standard one which you'll find in the books. Or you don't write the formula, just write the numbers directly. Write the numbers directly. The internal diameter is 12. Thickness 1.5, 1.5. So 12. So the outer diameter is from here. Outer diameter is from here to here. Outer diameter. How much is it? Outer diameter. Outer diameter is 1.5 plus 12 plus 1.5. We can see that there. So the outer diameter is 12 plus 3, 15. So the outer radius will be half of the diameter, 15 by 2, which is 7.5. You can also work it like this. See, you get the same thing. You should get the same thing. If you want to make a note of this, I'll just give you some time, children. I'll wait for a minute. Please make a note of this if you want to. And yeah, it's just substituting in the formula. The volume of the spherical shell is external volume. And you can write the formula straight away, 4 by 3. You can write this straight away. You don't have to, not that you should write all this. You can write this straight away, I meant this one. Substitute the values and yeah. And again, all this formula is not needed. This mass is volume and density. You learn all that in physics. It's not needed. You can directly write, you can just do it in the mathematical way. 1 centimeter cube, 1 centimeter cube. How much grams? 8. Centimeter cube, 8.4 grams. 275, 274.5 centimeter cube. Pi, no? Okay, pi. Centimeter cube. How many grams? 1 centimeter cube has a mass of 8.4 grams. 274.5 pi centimeter cube has a mass of how many grams? Children, again, you will wonder why. How do you know that you should not use the value of pi here? Please use. Please use. It's not that you should not use. You can use the value of pi 22 by 7 and leave the answer as a fraction. Convert it to a decimal. See, you need not show the decimal value everywhere. Decimal value is needed only in the final answer. In between the answers you get, you can leave it as a fraction. Everywhere you don't have to divide and spend time. If you feel it's not exactly divisible, don't divide. Don't divide. Okay, even if you divide, okay, if you feel only if I divide, I'll know if it is exactly divisible. How can I make out? Okay, if you divide, you will make out. Once you start the division process, you will make out that it's not a terminating decimal. Then stop. Maybe you'll write the decimal value, but don't use that for further calculation. Use the fraction for further calculation. Now at this here, I'm saying you can also use the value of pi 22 by 7. 22 by 7. And if it is not exactly divisible, leave it as a fraction, something by 7. Leave it as a fraction. So I have substituted here 274.5 into pi is 22 by 7 into 8.4. And you know that 8.4 is divisible by 7. 8.4 is divisible by 7. So they'll get cancelled. 7 ones are 7 1.2 times. So it's exactly 7.247 kilograms. It's exactly 7.247 kilograms. You can use 22 by 7 here and leave the answer as a fraction. Leave the answer as a fraction. All right, children? Any questions? Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Arnav, Sangamitra, Tarun, Nivedita, Shivani, Ananya, Vasudevan, Kanishka, and Hitesh. All right. Any doubts, children?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Since it's time, take a screenshot of the answer of the 6th one. We'll understand in the next class. Meaning we'll see the explanation in the next class.
Ma'am, can you show the
Okay,
previous
ma'am.
slide?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Take a picture of this one, complete this.
Yes, ma'am, taken.
And children, regarding submitting today's classwork, maybe you've gone wrong in a few places, or maybe you did not have time to complete the entire paper. Please use the recording. You've taken the screenshots, right? Yeah, so you can use the screenshots, complete the test. Now you can correct your mistakes also.
Yes, ma'am.
You can go through the answers and then complete it. Please complete your classwork and send it by tomorrow. Now there's no time. You might have some other work to do. Tomorrow or, okay, if it's too early, today is Wednesday. By Friday evening. Please complete your classwork and share the pictures and submit by Friday evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. That's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.